Small-scale farmers contribute over 70% of Kenya's agricultural output, but most of them lack proper farm management mechanisms. Driven by this, technology company G-Dane is targeting over 2.5 million farmers in the next 2 years with a farm management system. I spoke to the company's chief operating officer on this and more. Take a look. You've just announced the launch of farm management system. You're calling it a game-changing innovation to transform agriculture to agribusiness. Talk to us about that.
All right, G-Dane is just innovating a farm management system. Right. You know the major challenges in Kenya at this point of time. The average age of farmers today in Kenya is about a 50 plus. Right? You don't really see youngsters actually just doing farming right now.
Yeah.
Right. And as the day grows, obviously, you just really need to just see a youth innovation where they can actually just make farming as a business for them and become entrepreneurs in farming. Right. So what we are doing as Gan Tech Limited is enabling these youngsters to become farmers and make that more a business model for them rather than looking for alternative employment methods. So that's what we're trying to just do at this point of time. The first goal for us in this farmer management system process is to reach out to at least 1 million acres of farming to be done. Number one. Number two is to bring the youth population into farming. And number three is to increase the GDP, which is obviously an indirect outcome of this, as well as the tax-paying farmer population to a higher number, because they're just going to be of benefits.
When we talk about a farm management system, what exactly are we looking at?
A farm management system is just going to have 3 different ways in which we're going to reach out to a farmer. Okay, so we're going to be reaching out to farmers' SACCOs, which are available across Kenya, and we're going to be registering these farmers and the details about their agricultural land into a farm management system. So this is technically available in 3 technical forms. One is into web, the other one is into mobile app, and the third one is using various different government sources. So we are going to be registering these farmers' demographic information. We're going to be registering these farmers' field information into the system. We're going to provide them assistance using the farmers' management system, which will give them information related to content in terms of what to farm, when to farm, what's going to be the climatic conditions for the farming, and anything related to farming information. The second thing is going to give them seeding information and the cost associated to that. So what's going to be their initial investment, what's going to be their recurring working investments to just make that farm outcome beneficial. To support them, we are actually having 2 sets of people who are going to be on the field. One is going to be the agricultural officers of the government of Kenya from the Ministry of Agriculture. We're going to be training about 1,500 agricultural officers on the usage of the platform and how they can take that content to the end farmers. And we're going to be hiring about another 1,500 young graduates who are agri-based IT graduates who would help these agricultural farmers to just learn more about the system and handhold them on the system.
And for a farmer who will, eventually take up this system, what's the cost to them? Is there a cost for the system, or they'll actually be paying the various stakeholders that they are dealing with for various services within the agricultural ecosystem?
We haven't gone into an exact transaction model asset as we speak right now, but the way in which we are just trying to do this is we are not trying to sell anything to the farmer. We're going to be having kiosks of places where these farmers can reach out to these IT graduates who belong to G-Dane Tech Limited in their area, who will have access to these platforms. So this is our IP platform. We give access to those farmers to our IP platform. So they walk up to our IT graduates. They don't need to know how to manage a computer.
Now the project is targeting at least 2.5 million farmers in the next 2 years and 1 million acres of farmland. Why are you optimistic that you'll meet such a goal?
We have done a lot of ground level work around this. All right. Today we know the total number of farming SACCOs which are available across Kenya at this point of time. We have enough content which can actually guide the farmers in terms of what are the profitable farming businesses, what they can do using their farms in different regions, which are completely different in each regions. It might be rice, corn, soya, palm oil, or various sets of things. So we have got the content in place, and then the partners with whom we are going to work, obviously, the primary partner being the government of Kenya and the Ministry of Agriculture. We are very, very optimistic that we should be able to reach to these farmers and then just make much more benefits coming out of this.
For a typical Kenyan farmer right now, their concern is access to finance. You mentioned bringing microfinance banks together, but for a concern like that, how are you going about this?
Okay, today the biggest concern for most of the youth is about, say, youth unemployment, right? So, and most of these youth come with the right educational certifications to really do things, right? So if you're able to get these youth associated with the current farmers, and if you're able to just get these farmers talk about their historic revenues, what they have managed to do so, and when we bring in the content which just gives the assurance to the banks or the microfinance agencies that yes, this can be done profitable, and there is an accounting management system for the bank to track what happens to the revenues, what they are actually, or the investments they are making on these farmers as loans, I think the banks and the microfinance institutions are very happy to partner there.
Agriculture expanded by about 4.8% in the Q1 of 2016. Maybe you can tell us, going forward, what kind of operating environment do you see, especially to the second half of this year now as you launch this innovation to the market?
Okay, our launch is going to be majorly, our product is just going to go live somewhere around, say, the fag end of August or in September, right? We are very optimistic to see some results just coming out from Q1 of 2017. That's where we are just looking at. And as I earlier mentioned to you, that we would want to just see the GDP grow to 50%. So I'm sure that we will be able to just increase the current percentages by at least another 25% on the top of it. So if it's currently at about 4% of growth, it should go into say a 5% or a 6%, and we see that 1% or 2% of variance being brought by G-Dane Tech Limited.